There we go. So, greetings, fans. This is our first video. Julian and G.K. You finally get to see our faces. So, lucky you. So, what we're going to do today, we're going to talk a little bit. It's been a while. We've been on hiatus, I would like to say, because, we've been busy. But G.K.'s been very busy. I've been busy with my child, who keeps me up late at night and thusly makes me have no sleep in order to do this. But today, I actually had time to do it. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on in the WWE recently. We have, Sami Zayn turning heel. We got, the WWE releases. Emma, Summer Rae, Darren Young got let go. And just, and we got that 30 for 30 doc that I know you're really, hyped about with Ric Flair. So what are just some of your general thoughts about, first let's start with the most important thing. Forget Sammy, forget Emma and all them. The Ric Flair document. What are some of your thoughts on it so far? The week. This is the week it's coming out.
Oof, finally. We've been talking about this for over a year. Yeah. You understand? And ESPN this Tuesday, so November 7th. Yep. So please check it out. See, now I'm even more looking forward to seeing it because. So I told you I have guys on my team. I told you I have a guy on my basketball team who wins multiple sports Emmys every year.
Yeah.
Because he writes so much for the NFL and HBO and all these other things. So he got a sneak peek of the Flair documentary at the red carpet premiere last week.
Yeah.
And I trust him because he knows his stuff. And according to his standards, if you're a real sports or wrestling or Ric Flair nut,
yeah,
and if you already kind of know his story, you're going to be a little underwhelmed.
Okay.
According to him.
Okay.
But it could be like Cool Runnings for us, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. The accents are whack. Yes. Yeah, there's no such thing. No dude was ever named Sanka Coffee or Yul Brynner. That's just not a thing.
That's not a thing.
That was just some Disney stuff.
Yeah.
And the bobsled flipped over. Okay, so we know that they don't win any medals. We know that.
Yeah.
But what's the big win? We got a Disney movie.
Exactly.
Right? We
Disney
still
movie with Jamaicans.
Exactly,
yes.
Man. So we're gonna look at it from that perspective, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how this Ric Flair documentary is gonna be. I don't know how satisfying it's gonna be, but we just have to take in the victory, the W, that our man has a 30 for 30 documentary.
Exactly.
It's about time. And according to my boy, shout out to Aaron Cohen, according to him, his quick brush with death, that is added to the end of it.
Oh, okay, so they added that on.
Yes.
Oh, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it's very up to date and current. Yeah, I'm really hyped about it. I was hyped from when they first announced it. I think this was 2 years ago that they first announced that they were going to do a 30-30 on Ric Flair, and it just seems like it's been taking forever to come. So I'm really excited about it because I think 30 for 30 does some of the best documentaries, period, in the game. Not just sports documentaries. I mean, overall. It's, engaging. I've watched so many documentaries about stuff that I normally wouldn't even be remotely interested in, but the way that they frame it is just, really great, and I can't wait to see one that's on Ric Flair because, he is, he's the living legend. I mean, he's a Mount Rushmore. It's him, Hogan, Austin, Rock. Those are the four biggest figures in the history of pro wrestling. And for many people, Ric Flair is number one because he was the perfect combination of in-ring skill and talking on the mic. And it's and I feel he's now getting a lot of the due that maybe he should have gotten before, early in time, that went to Hogan, that went to Rock, that went to Austin. And now people are realizing Ric Flair was the pioneer. That's why you see all these rappers that now will have his sound bites featured on their songs because he's just he was the captain of crap talking, and he was awesome. So I'm really looking forward to that. And by all accounts, you're saying that it sounds like it might kind of know some of the history, but just the fact that it's on ESPN is a huge victory for wrestling in general.
I think so, and we've been talking about this for a long time. Ever since unfortunate passings to people like Dusty recently, and even Roddy Piper, who had some mainstream film success, and then everything that happened with Hogan, which still hurts us.
Yes.
As we're Jamaican Alpha for a reason. We are black. We are American, and we're wrestling fans. With something that we have to, it's sweet chin music we have to take every time. You still watch that shit?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
We
Come
get
on,
that
man.
all the time.
Isn't it racist?
Yeah,
that's a different time. We're gonna do a whole. I've been trying to get him to just man up and just do this podcast. What does it mean to be black and a wrestling fan?
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah,
we are gonna get into that.
It's gonna be very deep and psychological.
Yep, you ain't ready, or you better be ready.
Exactly.
We'll tell you when it's coming, so you will be ready, so we'll have time.
Exactly.
But part of what I was thinking about in that process is part of the reason why us and so many people gravitate towards not even just wrestling, but people like Flair.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Flair is one of the pioneers of modern day swag. He was ahead of his time.
Yep.
I mean, we've talked about it. Like, I mean, there's just something to. It's not cultural appropriation. That's a whole different thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just something about Flair. Like, you know, just he would. We value authenticity. You know what I mean? You keep it 100. You know what I mean? Real recognizes real.
Yeah.
You recognize it with Flair. You know what I mean? He went out of his way, and the documentary will detail like everything that it cost him to live that life and be about that life.
Mm-hmm.
But like my shoes cost more than your house. And you'd be like, yeah, it does.
It does.
And I'm glad it does. Like, yeah, you're here and I'm here. But because you said it like that, I want to be here.
Yeah.
Like that's something that people can't really differentiate. There's a difference between like talking trash to put you down,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a difference between talking smack that makes you want to step up.
Yeah.
And I think Flair was one of the original masters of that.
Yeah.
And I think, and the documentary will tell you all that. Like a lot of the current hip hop culture and swag. I'm not saying Flair invented it, but Flair was one of the seeds.
Yeah.
Of what Bad Boy did afterwards. Like, you know, living that young, fly, flashy lifestyle. Like, you know, being a boss, being a kingpin, being a ladies' man.
Yeah.
That's what Flair brought to the scene in the 80s, in the early 70s. That's why you hear it in football stadiums, in baseball arenas. That's why modern day athletes love this dude. Yeah. It's not like no carny sideshow. They're not like saying, oh, Ric Flair's cool, like in like, you know, your drunk uncle kind of way.
Yeah.
Like this dude's a real living legend. And what we've been saying before with everything that happened with Hogan and everybody, this will cement his place as the world's favorite living wrestling legend. And he deserves it. Exactly. All his peers have been on this way before the fans caught up, way before mainstream caught up. Like Flair gave him his props. I mean, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, all of them gave him his props before everybody else caught on.
Yeah.
So that's what I think this is. That's what we were hoping like Nakamura would be. But as I told you, WWE don't know what to do with these stars that they didn't create. And then on top of that, it's like what Cena leaving now. It's like what Conor McGregor in the UFC. It's what they're trying to avoid. Mm-hmm. The WWE is making a concerted effort to not make new stars. They're not trying to make stars that are bigger than them. Yeah. Because now they have the freedom with social media and whatever it is they can do to make that money, and they don't need the WWE. So they're trying to avoid that pitfall again. So everything that you're disappointed about with WWE 2017, we're with you. Yeah. But we're trying to tell you why. WWE has not admitted publicly, but I told you like the Ryback podcast and blah, blah, where he said Triple H told him dead to his face, Cena was the last star. Yeah. We're not creating new stars. Yeah. We're not going to do it. And you're seeing the effects of it. These guys are not going to rise the way you want them to rise. Yeah. And, you know, we threw other things in there, and then all these releases that we want to talk about with... Yeah. I mean, let's just break them down one by one. Yeah. Okay? Darren Young, I'm not so mad at, because Darren Young... What's he most remembered for? He came out as gay. Yeah. That happened a while ago. Yeah. And not only did that happen a while ago, there's no way WWE they can't monetize that. Yeah. So he's of no like great use to them. And plus that whole make Darren Young great again. That was
awful. Although I love Crazy Bob Backlund. But
right. But apparently that was Darren Young's idea. So if that was Darren Young's own idea and WWE let him do it, either WWE said, okay, you can't be more fair than letting you ride on your own idea, and if it fails, it's on you. Exactly. Or they're kind of just saying, like, okay, if it fails and it's on you, then the fact that you can't make us no money, you can't blame us. Yeah. But the bottom line is, y'all shouldn't have broke up the primetime players anyway. Because not like the tightest brand, literally and figuratively, is doing anything anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with you about Darren Young. I felt like his best place was when they were with the primetime players, and because it was a good tag team, not a great tag team. They weren't going to change the world. But I think, it goes into a more of a thing that's like the problem with WWE nowadays. It's like they forgot the mid-card. It's like everyone either has to be at the top card or they're like a jobber, and they're like not even like and the primetime show was like a perfect mid-card act. Like, they could contend for the titles. They probably weren't going to win them, but they would entertain fans and they would, like, keep it going. And I think that, they kind of forgot about that along the way, and that's why they split them up, because I guess they saw star potential in Titus. But the thing is that Titus is not, like, a great wrestler. So it's like, he's hit or miss on the mic. Sometimes he has stuff that's, like, funny and it's, like, good, but other times it's just like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? So it's just like, with Titus, and like they should have just kept them together. And when they split them up and Darren came out as gay, I was like, okay, good for him. But the reason I was surprised by it is because I felt that they were using Darren as like ambassador for the LGBTQ community. Like they were going to use him on that end, because sometimes they'll keep employees around that aren't really doing anything in the ring if it just helps their brand. And I thought that Darren had a job for a while just because of that. So the fact that they let him go, I feel like they were just like, it's not even worth it to keep you, because we have other plans and we don't see any future in you being with us. So I was a little bit shocked about that. But as far as like a talent level goes, I wasn't surprised, because they've done nothing with him. And the whole make Darren Young great again thing, in theory, it sounded like kind of cool. I liked the promos when they first did it, just because, like I said, I love Crazy Bob Backlund, but it went nowhere. Like literally, they gave him like an Intercontinental title shot, he lost, and then he just disappeared. So it was just like useless. So the next one is Summer Rae. And with Summer Rae, like, I think that Summer Rae had a lot of potential, like, as, like, a heel figure, as, like, she got, like, in incredible shape. So, like, she was attractive and she was, like, doing that. But at the end of the day, it's just, like, her wrestling was good but not great. And in this women's revolution where, like, everyone has kind of stepped up, and, like, even the workers that aren't that great are still above average compared to the old workers, I think just Summer Rae was, like, the odd woman out. And, like, there were rumors she was going to come back and be, like, Goldust's valet. But that didn't happen, because it's like they forgot that they even turned Goldust heel. It was, like, weird. And then he had, like, a 1 week beef with Finn Balor, and then he disappeared again. It's like, I just feel like sometimes they don't know what they're doing with certain acts. Like, what did you think about, like, Summer Rae being let go?
Well, again, I assess it with like, what is your highlight? What is your crown jewel? Her crown jewel is she was one of the original cast members of Total Divas. Like, that was her. I think that's her number one claim to fame. Yeah. Name me how many women's titles she's won. You can't. We don't know. Maybe I don't even know if she's won any. And that's no disrespect to her. I'm just saying, like, her most memorable thing is her contribution to Total Divas. Mm-hmm. But then they moved on without her. And, like, let's be real. A lot of the people from that original cast, Rosa Mendez, you know what I mean? Like, these are people that's what they did. They gave WWE a cheaper, safer mainstream platform. Mm-hmm. Meaning, like, doesn't matter how successful they're going to be on Total Divas. They're not going to be the Kardashians. They're not going to turn them into megastars outside of WWE. Yeah. And the other factor to it, which we kind of got to be real about, which is another sad fact about showbiz in general, she's not as young. Yeah. As everybody else. And if you're building your reputation on being like a hot, sexy woman, then they keep bringing younger, sexy women in, and they've already seen your best pony trick. Yeah. I mean, what are they going to do with you next? Just recycle you? What are you going to do? Yeah. I mean, because they're not, the WWE isn't starving for women to complete the rosters. They have enough. They just don't know what the hell they're doing with them. Exactly. But they have enough women wrestlers in there. Yeah. I mean, you have exceptions, but like you said, the exceptions are great workers. Mickie Jameson is a great worker, and she's now something that WWE doesn't really have on the women's side. She has nostalgia. Yeah, exactly. So that makes sense for now. But I think they dodged a bullet with Nia Jax. If the rumors were true that she stepped out, or that she was really gonna step out, that'd have been a huge loss for them. Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? Because I really think that Nia Jax is somebody. I mean, yeah, being related to The Rock definitely helps. But I really think Nia Jax is someone that, if she wants to find success outside the WWE and she doesn't want to wrestle for it, she could. She could. Like, I thought the same thing with Eva Marie, but it depends on what team she has. Yeah, exactly. Because they both have, like, with Eva Marie, like, of course she's gorgeous, so they can easily find other platforms for her. And with Nia, she's a beautiful woman. She's, like, part of the plus-size community, and, like, so that's, like, a thing that's... She walked in Fashion Week. She walked in Fashion Week, and that's, like, a big deal right now. Mm-hmm. So she could easily become a model, easily become an actress, like, and probably make more than what she's making in the WWE. So I thought when she walked away that she was gone, because I think like, especially since The Rock's her cousin, Rock could have been like, nah, you don't need to deal with that. If they're not
pushing you the way you want to be pushed, I can like hook you up with agents that will make you make 10 times as much as you're making there. So the fact that she came back, I thought was good for the women's division because she's a monster heel, and I think that she's progressively getting better in the ring. She's still not there, but I think that she has the potential to get there because you could see her like this week, this last match she had like a rolling senton onto Bayley, which was just crazy. And I was like, you could see her improving and adding to her repertoire. So I think if she continues at this pace, she's going to be unstoppable and it's going to easily be like the face of the women's division, like before you know it.
Right. But before we move on to Emma, please answer me this question because I still can't figure out. In your opinion, because this still doesn't sit right with me.
Okay.
You notice how WWE's made a point that whenever they announce her weight.
Yeah. Yes.
And apparently she's like 275,
yeah.
280. I don't know if that's real or not, but still, that's not a flattering thing to say, my dude. Like, I don't care if you're body positive or not.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, do you feel like that this was Nia's call or WWE's call? And whoever's call it is, what are they trying to do with it?
I feel it's WWE's call, and I feel the reason that they do it is because they're trying to show how much bigger she is than everyone else. And I get, but the thing is, like,
so short-sighted.
You can see it. Like, when she gets in the ring with any of the women on the roster, even like, someone who's like of normal size, like Bayley, who isn't like scrawny like at all, but she still like dominates over her. So you don't need to announce the weight. But I think it's like an old school mentality. I think whoever made that decision might be like a Michael Hayes or something. Because back in the day when they would like announce Vader. Or like, they'd announce Big Show. Like, they'd always go, oh, the Big Show had 500
But
pounds.
those are dudes.
Yeah.
Those are dudes, though.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
No, I know, because with women, it's like a thing. But I think it might have been WWE's, but I think Nia signed off on it. Because if you follow her on Instagram, and you need to start following celebrities on Instagram.
I'm not doing it.
Do it.
I just joined Instagram like 3 months ago. You know what I mean? Like I'm still not totally signing on.
The whole point of being on Instagram is to follow celebrities so that you could be like a weirdo stalking them, and you can see their life without really being. It's like
I'm not a weirdo stalker though.
You get to be like a creep without really being a creep.
I don't want to be a creep. These are not positive words. This is not your best sales pitch.
You get to spy on celebrities' lives without having to like be outside their house, like taking like pictures with the throwaway cameras, like the people in the 90s. You get to see inside their house. They take pictures inside their home. They take pictures at the beach. They take pictures wherever. So, like, in the case with Nia, if you follow her...
It's not fun to me.
It's a good thing. It's like if people back in like the celebrity obsessed days, like, well, we are celebrity obsessed now, but back then had a platform like this where they could see inside celebrities' homes, they could see them on vacation anytime they wanted to by just like going on this little magical app, they would freak out. People used to buy magazines. Like, remember magazines? Like, that people would actually buy and like read, and they would go and they like flip and they go, oh, where's Julia Roberts on vacation? Oh, let's see inside of, I don't know, like Nick Nolte's home or something like that. And they would buy magazines to see these things. Now you can follow all these celebrities and you can see it for free without having to pay any money.
Okay, there's a difference between watching Robin Leach, Lifestyles of Rich and Famous. Yeah, that was a throwback. Or for more you millennials, watching MTV Cribs. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There's a difference between that and being a follower.
Yeah, well,
I'm not no follower, man.
You just don't like the term follower.
I don't like the term follower, man. Okay. Put it like this, right? Like I said, I have a lot of friends who are in the biz, right? And like I get it, right? My family had to give me an intervention, like it's a literal intervention, right? Where they had me up in a corner for like 2 hours until like 3 a.m. and they try to talk me into all these things because I'm resistant to all things that are trendy, right? I've still never seen Game of Thrones.
That's ridiculous.
Look, man. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, and y'all can leave comments and correct me if I'm wrong. But tell me if this. Okay, this is the general gist of from the outside looking at what Game of Thrones has, all right?
Okay.
White people.
Yes.
White people with weird accents.
Okay.
Dragons. Incest.
Yes.
Peter Dinklage. That mountain dude, and sometimes you have non-white people, but they don't really say much or do much.
That's true.
That's it. Have I said anything inaccurate about Game of Thrones yet?
No, you.
There you go. There you go.
But all those things are awesome except for the incest part. The incest part, I will admit, is a little bit weird. But everything else about Game of Thrones is amazing. Like it's like, yes, I do realize that there's like literally only like 2 black people on it, and one of them doesn't have a penis, and the other one is like a hot chick that's like the white lady's servant. So I get that, but beyond all that, it is amazing.
Like, is that where Angle got the damn? Oh, Jason Jordan's my black kid thing? Is that where that came from?
It might have been.
Is it the same people?
Watching Game of Thrones, and he was like,
it George R.R. Martin that came up with that? That's his name, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, see, there you go. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I've been to Westeros. I just named like that was all my Game of Thrones knowledge. Bam, right there. That was it.
You need
that
to
was
watch.
It.
Now
that
I'm
was
gonna
it.
have the intervention just for you to watch.
No,
Game
I'm
of
not.
Thrones.
I'm not doubting that it's a good show. All right, like so many people can't be wrong. You know what I mean? But I just but if everybody's doing one thing, it makes me just not want to do it. I don't have an iPhone. I'm cool with that. Don't need one, bruh. If all y'all are doing that, then I don't need to do that. All right, you know what I mean? Cardi B, I didn't know who Cardi B was till Bodak Yellow. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Like, to me, that's better. Like, that's why I'm a casual wrestling fan. Even though, like, I'm a lifelong fan in the story and I used to obsess about it. That's why I'm not really into NXT like that. Because I like getting to know them once they hit the main roster.
That's ridiculous. NXT is amazing.
Come on. No, we've been to NXT shows. Yes, NXT puts on a better product. Yes. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. That's not what I'm saying. But I like to consume things my own way. I only eat 2 meals a day. Why? Because I'm a fat kid, all right? Like, I'm not going to be normal like you people and be eating 3, 4, 5, 6 meals a day. Like, I'm not going to tease myself 5, 6 times a day. And who has that kind of time? When I go in, I go in, all right? Fat kids for life. You know what I mean? So, like, I like to consume my things, like, my own way. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's just how it is. I'm riding. I will die on my sword. I will die on my old school sword with that one. And my bad, Emma. See, what happened with you was, like, I will blame the WWE for you, Emma, because are you young enough? Yes. Mm-hmm. Are you attractive enough? Yes. Are you exotic? Yes. You're Australian.
Yes.
Yes. But like WWE kept giving you whack pushes. Like what? Like they didn't use you right.
That Emelina thing was nonsense.
Right. They didn't use you right, and they used you up. Right. And that's fine. I'm not saying that you're done. I mean, you can still find success elsewhere. Like so I'm actually not worried about you. This is actually probably better. Yeah. For you. And I don't know why I'm saying you like you watch this.
She might be.
That was way too deep. But I mean, you're not with Zach no more, right? I mean, okay, we're getting way too deep. We're getting way too deep.
You're definitely making a pitch.
Yeah, my bad.
Just definitely turn to like a dating
video
now.
My bad. Yeah, you're right. My bad. All right, that was too far. We can edit that in post because we're that professional.
Yes, exactly.
But Emma, you put in good work. We saw it. Like we said, real recognizes real. So like we don't know behind the scenes. We're not going to pretend to posture like we know how the meetings went. Yeah. I would assume that you asked for your release or that you saw it coming. Yeah. So we wish you the best, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Yeah. I think like Emma will wind up being back in the WWE at some point, like by all rumors and stuff. They said that she just had like some beef with creative, especially after the whole Emelina thing. Like they felt like she just wasn't being responsive to it. But my thing is maybe she wasn't being responsive to it because it was a whack ass gimmick. Right. So it's like you got to give her something to work with. Like she was super over at NXT when she was like the cute bubbly girl that liked to pop bubbles and be weird. And then they completely changed her character when she got to the main roster. So then they put her back to NXT, and then she created a new character where she became Evil Emma, and then the fans loved that because she was the complete opposite of her other character, and then they bring her back to try and make her Emelina. It was just bizarre. Every time she would get a gimmick over, they would take it away from her and try to give her something else, and then they had her face Asuka at the pay-per-view and have like a ton of offense against Asuka, have a really good match with her, and then they release her. It was just weird. It was so I didn't understand that line of thinking.
Okay, all right. But let's keep this 100 though, because we've said this on previous podcasts. Look us up. Yes. Just because it works in Full Sail Arena in front of 112 people doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work in front of 20,000 people and in front of an international TV audience, right?
Yeah.
Live, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I said, miss me with the whole Adam Rose thing. I was right. Okay? Like I said, they don't know what to do with Shinsuke. I was right. Mm-hmm. Okay? They're already messing up Bobby Roode. And he's not even he's he's from North America. My dude, like you know,
they made him a face. Yeah. Like, how do you make the glorious Bobby Roode a face? It's weird.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. I know that the list is either on one hand or smaller.
Yeah.
Flair. The people who actually made it from NXT with a successful transition to the main roster. Mm-hmm. I think the list is 5 or shorter. But right now, the only person I can think of is Kevin Owens. Yeah. Right? Because I don't count Charlotte Flair because she was still Charlotte Flair. She was going to make it on the main roster anyway.
Yeah. Well, Sasha Banks. What? Sasha's been like, yes, granted NXT she was better, but she's like a 4-time women's champion. She's easily the most over woman on Raw. Like when she comes out, her pop is like twice as big as anybody else's.
She's sorry. So you see her as the female. You do see her as a female Eddie Guerrero. That's
Yeah,
what you're saying.
that's pretty much
you still
what she
feel
is.
that? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Sasha's still over. Bailey, they've messed up. Like the fact that
Okay.
Bailey still gets cheered is amazing.
Bailey, no.
Yeah.
Asuka, it doesn't look like it's trending upward yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Finn, no.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in depth
Yeah.
later. But I told y'all from the beginning. Yeah, the demon thing is cool, right? But this dude is little, so I still don't understand the appeal of. He's not the Undertaker, like the Undertaker when he couldn't function without his urn, right? It's not because at least at the end of the day, you take his urn away, he's still 6'10", right? I don't see the point in having a dude with having such a glaring weakness, having such kryptonite, when you're not a physically imposing dude. I don't understand it. I don't understand
his whole style is being fast and being elusive. It's like if he was trying to be like a power wrestler like The Undertaker, yeah, that would be ridiculous. But he's more in the vein of like a Shawn Michaels, a guy who's using his quickness and his guile.
Too little for that,
but
though.
Shawn
You
Michaels
you can't afford to have such that much of a deficiency if you're not a physically dominant wrestler. Like Daniel Bryan was technical, he'd kick you to death.
Yeah.
He had something.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Finn's thing is speed. Like, if you look at him, his whole thing, like, any of his matches, he's eluding, like, the person that's doing it, like, tons of counters, and he uses his speed. He's never physically imposing. He's not doing power moves. He's coming off the top rope. He's flying over the top rope. He's, like, going in between legs and kicking people behind their back. That's his whole, like, repertoire. So that's what makes it special. And the whole demon thing is just, like, this is, like, I can't beat this person as myself, so I have to find something else inside of me to beat this person. So that's the whole thing. So I get it. I think the thing that they messed up with Finn is over. If you see him go out and do his entrance, the whole crowd is doing it with him. Like the whole crowd is cheering for him. They're just messing up his storyline. That whole beef that he has with Bray Wyatt was just horrible. The whole storyline was horrible. Like it's just they're not using him right. Like he should have been used the way that when he was first introduced.
That's my point.
Yeah,
they're not
like,
using
they're
him
not using
right.
him
That's
right.
my point.
Yeah, but
which
you
means
make it seem like it's because it's Finn. I don't think it's Finn's
no.
fault.
I'm saying that what works in NXT doesn't really work in the main roster. I'm saying like they don't know this dude. Come on, there is no gimmick, and I joked about this before, and it's even more funny to me now. That whole damn entrance. Do you imagine how many outlandish things they must have tried for that entrance for them to just land on? Okay, put this jacket on. Do you want me to put on any pants? No. Keep your tights and just put this jacket on. And then when you don't know what to do, like when you think you want to talk, don't say anything and just do this. Just flip your collar up and do this. Like, okay, do you want me to say something? No. Oh wait, hold on. Stir that, and then just splash water on him. Okay, walk out. Do you know how many things they must have tried before they landed on that? Like you're not the Fonz. Like they came up with that, and you're still wearing wrestling trunks, my dude. Like, yo, why do wrestlers to this day think that you can wear traditional wrestling briefs and wear a shirt with it and think that looks manly? It doesn't, bruh. What do you do? Ain't nobody scared of that. And you're little. And you're pretty. Like, you're good looking and little. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to be scared of you. And when you turn into the demon, you're still the same wrestler. Your moveset is the same. Like I said, I just look at you like, damn, bruh. You have a really elaborate, passionate makeup team. That's it. I'm still wrestling the same dude. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't get it. I don't care how many 24/7 documentaries you're doing through. And I have all the respect in the world for this dude. But like I said, WWE does not know how to use these dudes. Sometimes maybe it might be intentional because, like I said, they're not really trying to create new stars.
Yeah.
But for this dude, he's too little. Like, I don't care if you're a demon or not. You're not beating Brock Lesnar. I don't care if you're a demon or not. How are you beating Braun Strowman? I don't see it. Like, AJ Styles is different, but you're smaller than AJ Styles. Like, AJ Styles is overcoming that whack-ass haircut and dye job with the hair and the beard, and he's still the dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Bret Hart. These are guys that their gimmick is, I'm a damn good wrestler.
Yeah, that's three of the best wrestlers ever, like, period.
Right. But, like, when you get to a point where you make that your gimmick, oh, you're set for life, my dude. Like, so, but you have to be, but no heavyweights have that moniker. Little dudes have to do that. And this is a new era of little. Like, we're super little now. Like, Chris Benoit was little. I probably shouldn't have said his name. But like, he was considered little. That dude was like 240.
Yeah.
Damn near 6 feet.
Which is crazy. When you look back at the little dudes, like, back in the 90s, and they're, like, way more jacked up than either of us combined, and they were considered little dudes.
Yeah, like Harlem Heat. Like, Stevie Ray is the muscle. Booker T is the speed. I'm like, yes. Booker T's like 6'5", 270, my dude. What are you talking about?
Exactly. That was just like another
sucker.
That was just like another era. But I think like times are changing with it. I think we're just going to always be in a disagreement about the Finn thing, but we're going to see how it goes. Like, I think like the writing has kind of been letting him down. I'm hoping that they eventually discover. The rumor is that he's going to be the next contender for Brock Lesnar. And listen, I'm not expecting him to beat Brock Lesnar. Yeah, that would be a little bit ridiculous and far-fetched. But I think he can have a good match with Brock Lesnar. I've seen his matches in Japan. I've seen the match that he had in NXT. He's capable of having really good matches with guys of all sizes. And I think that if they utilize him the way to his potential, he can have a really good matches. Like the matches he had with Samoa Joe in NXT were amazing. Like, it's like, I think that he can really do a good job. They just have to know how to use him out. Because they got a real good guy on their hands. He can wrestle. He's good looking, so the women will like him. The demon thing, the kids love, so they're able to sell a ton of merchandise with that. He can be a big money mover for the company if they just utilize him right.
See, but that's my point. That's another one of my points. The women will like him. He's good looking.
Yeah.
We've been watching Finn, and we're not even women, but we've been watching Finn for, 2 years now?
Yeah.
Have you met or talked to one girl that said, oh, I love Finn because he's hot? No, man. Like, they're not even doing that right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, once they need to start utilizing more, featuring him more, and then, because I have heard, like, some women say
like
that
what? Like doing Instagram thirst photos? Like people are telling me to do, which I'm not gonna do unless I have another intervention and you have it make sense in my head. But like, yeah, I don't think y'all even want to see that.
You gotta start thirst trapping.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Do Total Demons Go to Mexico and then like have like a whole like DVD where he's just taking bikini shots on the beach and have like the sands wash across him.
No, those Divas DVDs were really like the best thing ever. As like for 17-year-old Julian, I really appreciated those DVDs.
Yeah, all of y'all who are like 20. No, I don't think there's an age limit for this. But go ahead, but check out them WWE
yes.
DVDs of the women.
Yes.
Divas Do New York.
Oh
the lingerie one is the best one.
Yes.
It's the best one.
Divas Do New York.
Yep.
Go to Amazon. Go to eBay right now.
Yep.
Look that up. Get that.
Maybe drop my pen.
It's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So next time we're going to be talking about kind of the state of music. We're going to talk about what else? We're going to talk about the NBA season. We got a lot of topics to cover. Like you see, we went through this. It's already been 30 minutes, and it's like we got a whole lot more to talk about.
Right, and that was just the wrestling part.
Exactly.
So remember, right? So the next time you see us, we're going to talk more wrestling topics, but also look out for everything you just said. Plus, if y'all know us already. But but like if you discovered us for the first time, remember we're already in November, which means the second annual Jammy Awards are coming. All right, so remember that's going to be a 2-parter, and they're still going to be short. So we're going to do Jammies, which is our end of the year awards, where we give out such prestigious awards, really high acclaimed stuff, like the Damn You Fell Off Jammy, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You know what I mean? The MVP Jammy, you know what I'm saying? Best match, best promotion, you know what I mean? Biggest disappointment, all those things, you know what I mean? So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that for the WWE, and we're going to be doing it for entertainment, pop culture in general. All right, so these are big ones. It's probably our most popular podcast to date.
Yes.
So we're gonna be we doubling up this year.
Exactly.
The second annual Jammies is coming.
It's coming.
Okay? And if you still want to check us out, you can find us on YouTube, iTunes.
Yep.
Thank you for finding us or whatever you do. Apparently there's apps for this.
Yes, there's apps.
You know what I mean? You can check us on Twitter, Julian and G.K. Yeah, Julian and G.K. on Twitter.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We on the gram. He's been on the gram.
Yep.
What's your name on the gram again?
Jules XMW.
Right, and I just joined GK Williams NYC. You know what I mean? You can check out all our other events. Like you can see him. You can see him in real life. You know what I mean? He has the BX on lock.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You can see me. You can see me. I host trivia nights. You know what I mean? You can see my acting and stand up and all that stuff. I mean, you must really like us if you want to see that stuff. And tomorrow, I don't know when y'all gonna see this, but it's New York City Marathon time. It's the biggest party in the world every year. It is the most inspiring, supportive, positive event that I could think of.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to look at a calendar and know that days like this are coming, especially with so many negative things that happen.
Yeah.
And I will be one of the live announcers at the race. I'll be working the last turn, so Columbus Circle, the 26-mile marker, and the finish line all day, all night tomorrow. So
come out and support your boy.
Exactly. That's not even me. Support the runners. Mm-hmm. Support the city. And if you know somebody who's running, or if you're running yourself, or you want a special shout out, you know what I mean, hit us up the ways we just told you, and we'll look for you, man. We'll give you that one extra push you need to complete that race and achieve the impossible. You know what I mean? So, again, thanks again for checking us out.
Jamaican Alpha
out.
I'm pressing the stop button, people. That's why it's taking a while.